Is Superman the strongest hero in the DC universe without counting cosmic entities? No. Superman has the potential to become the most powerful superhero of the DC-verse, but he's not the most powerful. Just recently, at the end of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, you see Dr. Light discover the full extent of the power Mar-Novu gave to her. Kimio Hoshi, aka Dr. Light, discovered that Mar-Novu gave her part of the light of creation that made that meta-tier multiverse. Discovering the full extent of her powers made her so powerful that the Flashes that had already united their powers to try and run around the multiverse to fix the damage being caused were incapable of doing so. But when Dr. Light joins them and unites her power to that of the Speed Force, she and all the Flashes are able to move around the multiverse, meaning that only due to the power of Dr. Light were the Flashes able to do that feat. And not only that, while the Flashes were exhausted, Kimio was completely fine. And she had flown around the multiverse together with them, because it was her power that carries the light of creation that gave the Speed Force, and thus the Flashes, the necessary power to keep up with her. In her current state, Dr. Light is clearly more powerful than Superman, and faster than any speedster, seeing it was her power, the power that Mar-Novu gave her, that amplified the Speed Force itself. Had Superman kept using his connection to the intrinsic field, then he could have done the same himself, and more. But that was not what DC Comics wanted, and when Superman returned to his meta-tier multiverse, he was no longer using the intrinsic field for obvious reasons. Seeing if he had kept using that power, he would have had access to all powers, and would have fixed the entire problem all by himself. And then how would DC explain why he didn't kept using it after DCOE, instead only using the power unlock caused by the artificial white star of Warworld? So DC ditched that for now, instead deciding to have Dr. Light discover the full extent of the power Mar-Novu gave to her. And that's perfectly fine by me. Superman with the intrinsic power could easily rise to be the second or third most powerful being in the DC-verse, becoming too powerful to exist anywhere else but the Omniverse, forcing him to have to create an avatar of himself and send it to Earth Zero, while the real him remained in the Omniverse, which would of course cause lots of problems, feats, and story-wise.